What's up, Ohio? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Broulis Beat Report. My name is Nick Broulis. The Broulis Beat Report is brought to you, as always, by Cafe 80s. If you love 80s music, you will definitely want to check out a Cafe 80s show. And if you want to find them, all you have to do is one of three things. You can either go to Facebook and type in Cafe 80s, go to their website, thecafe80s.net, or download that Bands in Town app, just like I have, and type in Cafe 80s, and then you can track them, and they will even send you emails letting you know when they will be in a town near you. Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Broulis Report. That's B as in boy, Roulis. I would appreciate if you followed me on Twitter. I throw a lot of polls out there lately. Could be sports related, might not be. Feel free to check it out. And what I'm going to talk to you here on the Broulis Beat Report in this edition is the Cleveland Browns. And mandatory minicamp has ended, and now the players are free to do whatever they want until training camp begins near the end of July. Now, first thing I want to talk to you guys about is the Duke Johnson situation. As you all have heard by now, Duke Johnson requested a trade some time ago. He showed up to mandatory minicamp, and of course, he was asked by everybody in the media, well, do you still want to be traded? And his answer, no question in my mind, absolutely. I want to be somewhere where I'm wanted, appreciated, and all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. Well, here's the thing. He also said that while he understands the business, he feels disrespected by the Browns, and this is where my problem comes in, okay? John Dorsey has came out multiple times and said that Duke Johnson is a very valued member of the Cleveland Browns, and they plan on utilizing him in the offense. Freddie Kitchens, the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, has come out and said the same thing. We fully plan on using Duke Johnson. Number two, Duke Johnson says that he feels disrespected and all this and that, and he doesn't understand why they'd want to trade him, da-da-da-da-da. And, okay, so if you truly understand this business, Duke Johnson, and I love Duke Johnson. I think he's a great player. Unfortunately, while Hugh Jackson was here, he was not utilized the right way. But anyways, here's the thing. When he says that he feels disrespected, but he knows the business, and he was put on the trade block before he even put in the request to be traded. Every general manager in the NFL is responsible for always looking over his roster and seeing if he can figure out ways to improve it. John Dorsey is supposed to do this. He's supposed to look up and down his roster and consider the fact that, well, I could trade this player for this player. It's something they do pretty much every day. And every general manager does this almost every day. So this should not be a surprise to Duke Johnson that maybe John Dorsey was calling around to find out what they could get for Duke Johnson. That doesn't mean he's going to be traded. Number two, this is the other thing that Duke Johnson has to consider. You are one play away from becoming the main guy. Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt. One of them goes down. You are the guy once again. Number three, we have no idea what's going to happen with Kareem Hunt. Hopefully he stays clean, and come the end of his suspension after the 8 weeks, he can come in and be a quality player and be a productive player. But keep this in mind if you're Duke Johnson. Running backs get paid very well. What if the Browns cannot afford to bring back Kareem Hunt? Duke Johnson's still under contract. Play and prove your value. Who knows? Maybe the Browns sign you to another extension. Whatever the case may be. Duke Johnson's got to think about these things. He brought up, being with the team and being through all the tough times, the 1-15 and the 0-16. I get that. But you also have to understand, John Dorsey as the general manager has to always be looking to improve this roster. Now let's bring in Baker Mayfield before I end this edition of the Broulis Beat Report. Baker Mayfield comes out and says, look, this is all self-inflicted. Shouldn't have came out and said all this, even though he didn't say that. I'm saying that. And if you're not on this train, then we don't know what to tell you. You're either here or you're not. And I loved it. I love the fact that Baker Mayfield came out. I love the fact that not only is he holding himself responsible, but he's holding his teammates responsible. Freddie Kitchens also came out and said he is under contract, and we expect him to come in and be a pro about the situation, be a productive player. And Freddie Kitchens himself has said, we plan on using Duke Johnson. So, again, Duke Johnson, you need to calm it just a little bit. Come in, be a pro, and see what happens. See where things go. See what happens with Kareem Hunt. See what happens with Nick Chubb. You never know. And honestly, don't you want to win at this point in your career? You've been with the Browns your whole career, and they've been either 500 at best or way worse than that. Don't you want to be somewhere where even if you're just kind of sitting on the bench and not utilized maybe as much, don't you value winning? Don't you want to be somewhere where you're winning a lot? Me personally, I'd rather be the backup and be on a winning team than be on a team where I'm getting a lot of use, but I'm losing. Just something to think about. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of the Broulis Beat Report. My name is Nick Broulis, and until next time, have a good one, everybody.